4 days before they go on that Eurovision stage in front of a live audience all around the world. I am joined by Nemo from Switzerland. How does that make you feel hearing that it's 4 days away?
Oh my God, I had a moment today when I thought about it and I just got shivers all over my body. I've never, I've never performed, we rehearsed so much, but it's never been with an audience. And I can just feel how that will feel so different, like feeling the energy. I remember, especially in Madrid and Amsterdam and Stockholm, the energy of people kind of elevates the feeling of the performance so much because there's this magic going on, and I can't wait to just really, I hope I can just really focus and be calm before stage so I can really just enjoy every single moment on stage, because I just thinking about it makes me super excited.
And I think you really need to be calm for the performance that you're doing. We've now seen some of the rehearsal footage. It feels like something where you have to be so mindful of what you're doing with the turntable, but also the expressions in the camera and your voice. Yeah. Can you describe what that process is like during those 3 minutes inside your head?
It's just a lot of steps and things that I have to happen for the performance to work, because it always continues. We've only seen 30 seconds now, but it's like a whole performance with the spinning top, of course, and it's just I think it was really important to get the movement right completely and get all the steps and just everything so I can do it in my sleep, so I can really focus on what really matters, and that's just performing the song and feeling good while doing it, feeling like I'm in the moment, and I'm really glad that we've rehearsed it so much, because now I just know, okay, then I have to be there, and it's always a bit different because it is like a dance between the spinning top and me, and I always say it's kind of like my co-star of the night, because it's it has its own movement, so it's always a little bit different, and I think that makes it exciting. One of the goals for the performance was to kind of make people feel the risk at home as well, because it is a risky song in a sense, a lot happens in it, and so we wanted not to have a boring performance, we wanted to have a risky performance as well, and I think you really feel it when you watch it.
What does the spinning top represent for you? Because we've been discussing it and we have our own interpretation of it, but I'd love to hear yours. What does the spinning top and you kind of trying to balance on top of it, but also being in control, mean to you?
It kind of represents the binary. So it's we worked a lot with everything in the performance, basically kind of representing a very binary world, it is either very light or very dark on stage, and it's the spinning top either shifts to the left or shifts to the right, and at one point in the performance, the spinning top starts to turn, and we see that I'm kind of turning with it, and only through this movement and through the movement we find a balance and we find a space in between the binary. And I think that's when I talk about it, it's really it means a lot to me, because the performance is, I think it really supports the song, and I think it's just such a beautiful way of telling this story.
And I think also it's a very clean performance in terms of what we see in terms of the visuals. You pop out with that gorgeous pink and white hairy outfit. Was that a conscious decision, because there is so much happening already in the song, and you flow through a range of styles in the song as well? Was it therefore a conscious decision to pull back a little so the focus is on the music and the singing and your emotion through it?
I think it was really cool to have a contrast of the performance. There's a lot happening in the performance, because you wouldn't think it, but you can do so much with just a spinning top like that, because it can move in so many directions. It can tilt, it can you can do all sorts of things on it. So I think we wanted to create a story surrounding that, and kind of a lot of movement, but still have a very clear image, something that just stands for something. You know, I think a performance can get like really messy really fast if you try to include all sorts of things, or like have like, I mean, the song is already so many things that I think it was really important to have a clear image, but still have kind of tell the chapters of the story, you know. And I think with that, I think it was a really good decision to go with the spinning top, because it can really, you can really differentiate between the different chapters, and it always feels different. So yeah, we kind of thought about that aspect of it while creating the stage.
I can imagine when you're working on the code in the beginning of the process last year, then submitting it to a selection, you have this expectation and maybe a bit of nerves of how it will be received. Now you've had 3 months where the audiences all across Europe and the world have reacted to it, have embraced it. Has that changed something inside you as well in terms of how, because I can imagine it's like scary, because in the beginning there's only a few people who know about the code and you're like, oh, how will people react? And now you've seen the love. Has that changed something inside of you?
I think something changed inside of me actually the day that I wrote the code, and the day that we kind of like, the day we looked back on it and we were like all sitting in there and we were like, wow, what was this? And kind of the reminder that music is a platform for me to experiment and to really push boundaries and to just be daring. I think that really changed a lot of how I want to do music in the future as well. And then, I mean, you never know how things get received. So to then see that the feeling of like creating it was so right, and the reception was so beautiful to it, really just kind of doubled down on that feeling that I'm on the right path, you know. And that I think it's really important it's a really important time to stay daring and to stay creative and to stay just curious in music, but in life in general. And that's just something I want to stand for also in the future. So it's been really nice to see how people react to it, and how much the song means to people, how much it's really crazy to think about it. Like, it's something you can't really grasp.
And our non-binary viewers and listeners have also really appreciated the representation from you, but also from Bambi, from Ireland, seeing the different facets of how non-binary people can express themselves. But another aspect that they've been really rejoicing about is the fact that they get to help each other and by correcting the pronouns, so it doesn't fall on you as a non-binary person themselves, something that we know from trans and non-binary people. That's a burden to keep having to do that yourself. How does it feel for you that you now have a community that respectfully will either correct or inform? We've seen it happen to commentators, fans, and each other in a respectful way, but that you don't have to do that yourself. How does that feel?
I think it's amazing to see that the awareness is so much higher. And I mean, I see it in the Eurovision community, but I also see it at home, you know, in Switzerland, that people talk about what it means to be non-binary. Like, some people don't even know, you know. And I mean, just raising the awareness on how to use pronouns correctly, how to use gender neutral pronouns for a person, I think is just helping the whole non-binary community. And it's a process that society has to go through anyway, and to see it kind of like enhanced by this event is really beautiful. And I can say that I feel really safe in this community. I feel very seen. I have found safe spaces due to Eurovision. I mean, I have a Discord server where I have lots of fans and people on it, that it's just like the most open and queer friendly community I've ever been a part of. It's kind of like my favorite part of the internet, and to see that happen all due to Eurovision is really amazing. And I've never would have thought that I would get this, you know, in my life, and it's really beautiful.
And speaking of that community, I have something to tell you. So we are here from OUTTV as well. And every year, OUTTV, together with the LGBT community of Europe, votes for their favorite song in Eurovision. Thousands of people have voted last year. Loreen has won it, and 9 out of the 13 winners have actually won Eurovision as well. And I have a surprise for you. Because, Nemo, the LGBT voters of Europe have voted your song their favorite Eurovision Song of the Year. So you have won the OUTmusic Award 2024 from your own LGBTQIA plus community in Europe.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
Really means a lot to me. Wow. I'm really grateful. I've really found a lot of amazing people through this journey, and I'm so happy that this is all happening, and this just really means the world to me. Thank you so much.
Did you think this a couple of years back, that you would be this embraced for who you authentically are?
No. And it was really scary to me that Eurovision happened so fast, because I was not like out publicly for that long. Sometimes life just kind of happens and things happen after each other, and I was like, I was just like, let's do this, and I was not aware of what it meant, like all the positive things and the challenging things. But it is a roller coaster ride, and to see this really makes me really happy, and I'm really grateful for the support, and to everyone who's got my back, who's like texting me, or everyone that relates to the song or found joy through the song, or kind of overcame a challenge themselves. Like, really, I see all of that, and it really means the world to me.
It shows that this is an amazing moment for you. But Nemo, we have to end it on another high note, because you have been one of what we call the fashion killers of this season. You've worn so many amazing different creative outfits. So I have to ask, what has been your favorite look so far, and do you get to keep all of them?
I don't. I wish I could. My favorite look, I think... Oh, that's a really difficult one. I think, honestly, the red carpet look I'm going for tonight, I think that has got to be my favorite look so far. It's a fashion designer from Malmö here, Pampas, and we found it like a few days ago, and I was like, oh my God, this is... I tell you, like, anyone that's like non-binary or like gender non-conforming, go to this store in Malmö. They have like a pop-up. It feels like you're entering like a candy store, like the most beautiful colors and like most amazing pieces. And yeah, we got to rent a piece from them for the red carpet. It's like, I'm not gonna say anything. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. Cool. Yeah.
Nemo, thank you so much. You now have the OUTmusic Award. You have the backing of your own LGBTQIA plus community in Europe. Have an amazing Eurovision journey. We cannot wait to cheer you on this Wednesday and Thursday when you bring the code to Europe and you break that binary. Nemo, thank you so much.
Thank you.